April 13, we celebrate the International Jazz Day, and let's talk a little about the occurrence at that time. The most famous were those organized at Minton, the birthplace of Bebop. A few years later, a true laboratory where Bebop was tested and consolidated with Charlie Parker, Charles Mingus, Thelonious Monk, and Cloney Clark. Let's talk about musical development back then. For example, we have Kenny Clark on drums, who had contributed most definitely to adapting the drum to the desire of freedom of the bopper musicians. He was the first to stop playing the drum kick at each beat. Reservoir is used for rhythmic effects and special accents. And the bassists, like they left a certain sanity, although relatively true. Just they are amazingly enriched their harmonic speech, multiplying their sensitive capacity and their power to respond to solo outbursts, which they could not subtly push in one direction or another. The piano was more notorious. It underwent a total musical reconstruction, harmonically, rhythmically, and melodically speaking. To this, we attribute to Bud Powell a great reference of the piano in the bebop, because he released the left hand, which allowed the hand to develop a further more syncopated accompaniment, on concert to a certain extent with the maintenance of the rhythm that became dependent on the suspended cymbal of the drums and the four-stroke making of the double bass. Then we have the trumpeters and the sax guys. They were more complex. The improvised lines became faster and more complex. The sentence could last for several measures and began and ended in the weak part 2 and 4, instead of in the stronger ones, or between parts. Limiting something after having said all this, I think it's easier to know that many musicians created a corpus of melodic patterns, to which he used during the development of his solos as a sort to start his ideas. The best musicians modified those patterns, added melodic units so that improvisation flowed renewed instead of being very poor. To end at the end in the 1940s, the jams began to decline, developing in a much more mercantile way at the only reappeared with the rise of free jazz. As early as in 1960, later they lost their reason for being definitely being relegated almost exclusively to minor circuits or amateurs.